Ikuzo.
Yeah. But let's go back to Allo Allo a little bit. What was the atmosphere on the set? How did you maintain this high comedic energy throughout the series?
Yeah, good question. I think because it was in the early series, which David Croft directed himself anyway, he was very... It's like, the captain is on the bridge of the ship, I mean, and so it went very smoothly. But he loved his own work, and Jeremy Lloyd, who co-wrote it with him, who was an actor himself, but also a writer, he got well known on television as well, particularly in America. And when they were watching us do what we do, David Croft would be watching us because he had the visual thing, and Jeremy Lloyd would be listening for the whether the sounding, whether we were doing the comedy right, if we were making it land correctly for the tits. It's technical, it is a technical thing. If you're losing any of the words, it's like people that say, you say, yes, I went out today and I did some shopping. What I've actually just said is I went out today and I did some shopping. But a lot of people drop their voice at the end of the line. Yeah, you know what I mean? And you just get a word. And so as an actor, you've got to make sure, and you do see it in movies, you miss whole, people mumble a lot, and you think, I didn't hear that, It's important to be heard. So he also expected, David Croft was expected the rest of us that were there in rehearsal to also pay attention to what our fellow actors were doing and provide our own laughter of it, which was not difficult because we found it funny to watch, in the same way as the two, because that's showing respect to your fellow actors, but also it's helping them know exactly where the laughs are, So even though it was fun, and it was fun, it's work, and it's serious work, and comedy is serious. I've had one or two people say to me, I find it very depressing when they do, where a woman once, an elderly woman I was talking to at a party who I didn't like, but she was picked on me, and she asked about my career, and she said, and she summed it up by said, and have you ever thought of doing anything serious?
Oh,
and it's like and to me, doing comedy well is very serious. Mm-hmm. So, you get the laughing at it out of the way in rehearsal, but you're doing it in front of a studio audience, and it's going to be shown to, as I've said, millions. You don't think about the millions then, but you just want to do it properly, do it well, like anybody in any job that enjoys doing what they do wants to do it well. There's no difference. We're just, that's what we're doing. And I think with comedy that people think, oh, we're just having fun. It is fun, but it's also serious. It's serious. You want to do it well, so that you've got a professional head on you. So getting that balance is what it was all about. And everybody in that cast, I mean, if you try to imagine anyone else playing those parts, it's hard, isn't it, to imagine anybody them. I think everybody was perfectly cast. And it got awkward later on when, like, the actor that played
Mr.
he died really very early on, late 1980s he died, 1989. Because there were a lot of much older actors. I was 30 when I joined it, and I'm now nearly 70. So it was a long time ago. But others were in the late 60s, early 70s. Jack Haig was nearly 80, and they did replace him, and the person was good, but it wasn't him. Because you had this. It's difficult, and I know that in the stage, people that have played me in the stage show, other than, it's the amateur companies do the show and all of that. I don't know how they do it, but and I don't go but I think anyone other than the one that was cast. It's very difficult to imagine them. So
Mhm.
that it doesn't. I've gone off the question, but it was how did we keep it up? What was it like? So it was serious, but it was fun. So in between rehearsals, and it has a lot. I think a company that laughs together doing a comedy has got a good chance of it working. Now, like any work environment, there would be people that you didn't necessarily get on well with. I don't know of any work situation where that doesn't happen. It's universal. And so there were people that I found difficult, and maybe they found me difficult. And also there was the phenomenon of certain characters sort of rose to the top in terms of being, I mean, the whole series was popular, but there were certain characters that seemed to be more favorite than others. And I was one of those ones because it just is a fact. So I had to understand that. But that's difficult when you're around other people that are also, that you could find a sort of jealousy or pettiness like that sometimes. But that's just life, isn't it? So you just get on with it. But the overwhelming thing was, as a company, we worked incredibly well, and we brought out a very high. When I watch scenes, which I don't often, but if it's sometimes a repeat will come up on television, and I'll just watch it, and I sit back almost. It's hard to be independent from because I'm part of it, but I'll watch other actors that I work with, and I just think, my God, you were good. Look at that. Look at the way you did that, and I'm so proud of it. And I think we're all kind of proud of what we did, but without being overinflated of ourselves, with our egos. You know what I mean? It's a difficult thing.
We stay genuine, uncensored and unscripted, and we always will, as we have to order our usual. Share us and subscribe us, and stay tuned until the next Wednesday. Ikuzo!